Good morning and welcome to day 4 of the mini Norfolk Broads adventure. And all I'm going to say is the weather has changed dramatically, and if you ever go to the Lion and they've got Black Dragon cider, for God's sake, don't drink it. And I'm saying don't drink it because it's not nice. It's really nice. It's very, very nice. I really enjoyed the Black Dragon cider at the Lion, but it sends you a bit doolally and very hungover the next day. I have actually been up for a number of hours. You can see now I am dressed. The time is 10:30, very late in the morning. I'm only now just becoming alive, and yeah, it's I'm still feeling a wee bit sort of swim. You know, my head's still a wee bit that swimmy sensation you get when you know. But oh yeah, what a night at the Lion. Honestly, it was fantastic. If last night was essentially my last hurrah of the year, you know, what better way than to spend it at the Lion, you know. The ciders were fantastic, the company was brilliant, the log fires were warm, you know. I don't know what I talked about last night. I'm sure I came back last night and said something, I've no idea. Basically, I had a tapas for my dinner, you know, which was a whole selection, but food, just sort of small dishes, like, you know. But yeah, it was just like it was I can't even remember what half the stuff was. There was mushrooms, there was potatoes, there was large prawns and shells, there was meatballs, there was tempura vegetables, I'm sure there was, I think there was about 7 dishes or something like that, you know. I'm pretty sure I've got a photo of the actual menu from the tapas, and I think I've got photos of the dishes individually, you know. So if I've got those photos, I'll have been showing you them all the way through. If I don't have the photos, then I apologise, but trust me, you know, it was they didn't really have any specials on yesterday. They had it was just basically the tapas menu was the special menu, you know. So yeah, it was really nice, you know. I had all 7 dishes, no starters, no desserts, just all 7 tapas dishes, and it was a lot. There was no doubt about it, it was a lot, but I did manage it all, you know, and it was just fantastic. Thoroughly loved it, you know. Had some of that Black Dragon cider, and oh dear, you know, but yeah, very, very good night. Pretty rough this morning, but I'm becoming alive, you know. But the reason I'm still here at 10:30 is because the weather is, honestly, it has changed so dramatically from what it has been the last few days, you know. It's a little, ironically, it's a little bit warmer, you know, than it has been the last few days. But it's windy, it's wet, it's breezy, you know. I've got a lovely crosswind, and it's just yuck. And it's that fine drizzly stuff that the wind's just sort of driving, you know. So yeah, I mean, it's just gonna soak everything. And I've just been like, I've just so not been motivated to actually leave the dike this morning. I've just wanted to sit there, have some coffee, have some toast, try to sort of wake up, you know. And yeah, But it is getting on a wee bit, and I do need to get my day started. I was kind of hoping that the rain would stop, so that I could at least get a camera outside, but to tell you the truth, I don't think that's going to happen, you know. It's still coming down, and it's been coming down all morning. You know, it actually woke me up about 5 o'clock this morning, just the torrential downpour, yeah, it doesn't look like it's really stopped at all, so it's a bit of a shame actually, you know. But I do need to get moving soon. I can't hang around here too much longer, because I need to go back to Horning. And the thing is that well, I'm basically going back to the Marina today, you know, because that's the end of the break. I go back to the Marina today. I need to pump out the toilets, I need to top up the fuel tanks, top up my water, and I'm not really going to get the exterior clean, but I'll maybe need to at least take a mop down the decks a wee bit. So yeah, we'll just have to sort of I need to do all that stuff, you know. And what I might do, I might do a wee sort of boat walkthrough later today when I'm back at the Marina, and all sort of organised as a wee bit of a compensation, because if this weather is going to keep up, you know, here it's going to be a very short day, a very boring day with not a lot happening at all, you know. So yeah, I'm not quite sure how things are going to sort of pan out, but we'll need to get some stuff figured out. And because it's December, it's going to start getting dull probably it's already dull. I mean, I've still got my interior lights on, but it's going to start getting really dull in about the next 4 hours or so. So yeah, I mean, it'll not take me long to get to Horning. What, a couple of hours, you know, 3 hours tops, depending on how fast I go, or just if I just have another steady cruise and dawdle along. So yeah, it's not going to take me too long, but well, like I say, I need to get there. I need to get some stuff sorted. So yeah, but yeah, we'll just need to figure things out as we go. Not looking forward to going out and that, but this is the drawback, you know. But yeah, I'm going to need to figure and get. I know I'm babbling, you know, but it's just it's been such a wonderful short break, you know. I'm not quite ready for it to finish, you know. It has to finish, but I'm not quite ready for it to finish, you know. It's just like, oh god. So anyway, right, so I'm gonna go away, get myself organised, get another coffee on the go, and figure stuff out from there. So yeah, as always, I'll keep you updated. So until later, I'll speak to you soon. So until then, bye for now. Cheers! just a little wee update for you. I am on my way, and yeah, it was actually, trying to leave Thurne Dyke was not too bad at all actually. Obviously when I moored up yesterday there was it was a very small sort of breeze, if you like, you know. It was negligible though, you know. So I moored on the left hand side. I went down to the bottom turn rather than moored on the left hand side, you know, obviously thinking that today because that's generally where the wind cuts across that dike there, so you know it cuts across from like left to right, you know. So I figured, you know, today, you know, I'll let the ropes go and I'll let the wind gently push me away from the moorings, you know. Makes it a lot easier, you know, to come away from the moorings rather than have the wind pin you onto the bank and then you're messing around trying to back out and what have you, you know. I'm glad that I actually did that yesterday because obviously very light wind, it would cause me a wee bit, you know. I was back and forth with the ropes trying to get them all tied up with those blasted blinking rings, which is a wee bit harder, you know, than having the post there to secure a boat, especially when you're by yourself, you know. But today, with the wind being a bit stronger, you know, it was the minute I started releasing ropes, you know, the boat was swinging and it was like, okay, the bow, which I did first, actually swung quite a wee bit towards the other side of the dike, but I was quick, you know, and obviously nobody was there, so there was no problems with or danger of hitting anybody, you know. Yeah, it was do the bow first, you know, do the rear second, you know, just basically just threw the ropes down, no problems. Got on a quick burst of the bow thruster, engaged gear a wee bit and straightened up, and yeah, and away we go. So the wind worked very well for me actually, you know, and but I am glad that there was nobody else, you know, opposite me, you know, because that would have maybe caused a wee bit of issues or a wee bit of problems, but we got through it, no problems. Obviously yesterday I mentioned about different camera angles for the second camera. I think it was Tuesday didn't work because I had the camera right the way at the back of the boat, which I really wanted, you know, out the back of the boat, and that didn't really work. So Wednesday I had the camera at the side of the boat looking back, you know. I think there was a wee bit skewed, but you know, you get the general idea what I was trying to do, so I'll tidy that up in future, you know, if people decide they like that view. Yesterday I did put the camera in the same place but had it pointing forward. So instead of like on Wednesday where you had one forward out the front and one back out the side, yesterday I had one forward and one forward out the side, you know. Today, what I've done, and I will poke you up momentarily to show you, but it's a bit breezy, and if I poke my head out the canopy, you'll not hear me, you know. But basically what I did is I put my screens up on the upper helm, which had been lying down all week, you know. I put them up and I've mounted the camera on the screen pointing back the way, you know. So you've got quite a sort of a rearward vision, you know, out the back. So yeah, this is what it kind of looks like, okay? You see that? Got my screens up, there's a camera pointing directly back. Oh, and judging by the footage that I seem to be getting on the phone, it's close enough to me to actually be able to control that camera from that position. So yeah, you've got three choices, if you like, on where you would like the second camera positioned in future episodes, well, in future adventures. Out the side, back, out the side forward, or on the upper helm screens pointing out the back. And it seems to be working quite well, you know, so yeah, I actually quite like that view, because you get quite a good expanse of everything that's going on behind you. Whether it works once it gets a bit busy, I don't know. It might work better, you know, but I'm a wee bit slanted at the moment, I think, you know, but like I say, this mini adventure is all about sort of experimentation, just trying new things, you know, with cameras and editing, and maybe a wee trying a wee bit of different music and such, you know, just trying to get a feel for how I'm going to develop the adventures into 2020 once the great adventures resume. So yeah, it might be a wee bit of a mess just now, but I get an idea, I learn from it, and I can then develop those ideas later on, you know, learn from any mistakes or anything like that, you know. So yeah. In the meantime, we obviously left Thurne Dyke. I'm now back on the River Bure, and I'm just taking a nice steady sedate dawdle towards Horning. I'm in no rush, you know, to get there, and yeah, we'll just wait and see how things go. So yeah. That's the update so far though. I will keep you updated. It's going to be a short day, a very short day today if I'm honest. The weather's a bit bleh, and it's going to be a bit bleh, you know, so it's just going to be a rubbish day vlog, I think, you know. But yeah, we'll see how things go. So well, I'll keep you updated, so until later, I'll speak to you soon. So until then, bye for now. Cheers! Okay, just another wee update for you. I am continuing up the River Bure. I'm just going to be approaching St Benet's Abbey shortly. Yeah, despite the wind, it's actually quite mild today, you know, which is actually quite nice, actually, you know. Well, nice is a relative term, I suppose, you know. It might be a bit milder, you know, but it's cloudier, it's windier, it's a bit, you know, wet, and you know, it's not as nice as a day, you know. But I think what I'm trying to say is that I picked the correct night, basically, to spend the night off an electricity post, heating powered only by the boat and a hot water bottle and a warm duvet. Yeah, because it was actually rather good last night. You know, I didn't really feel the cold at all. So I was actually quite pleased about that. I'm not sure I would have been quite so successful earlier on in the week, especially that night when we had the really hard frost. I think it was Tuesday night, you know. I might have suffered a wee bit with the cold during that night. But last night, you know, maybe it's just this bulbous blubber that I carry, you know. But no, I was actually no problem. I was actually fine. And I think if the temperature sort of stays like this on subsequent wintry adventures, I wouldn't have a problem staying off an electricity post, you know, as long as you're prepared for it, you know. I mean, I'm really glad I bought that onesie, you know. That has actually kept me very, very, you know, between the onesie and that Jedi house coat that I've been wearing for years, you know, seriously warm, you know. So yeah, that has really helped quite a lot to keep me nice and toasty at night, you know. But it's just a bit of a shame that the weather has changed so dramatically for the cruise back to the Marina, you know, because it has been glorious weather, you know. Honestly, I could not have asked for a better introduction into the winter cruising on the Broads, you know. And I totally get why people would actually come down here, you know, or enjoy coming down here during the winter, you know. Okay, it might be cold and it might be a bit wet and rainy and miserable and all that, but you got the rivers to yourself, essentially, you know. I passed one sailing vessel, you know, but I mean, how many boats have I actually seen out on the rivers, you know? What, half a dozen? A dozen? Probably half a dozen, you know, in the full week that I've been here, you know. So yeah, I mean, it's you literally have the whole rivers to yourself, and it really is lovely, you know. It's fantastic, you know. And there's like I think I mentioned it yesterday, coming down the river, and there's a sort of a primordial bleakness to the landscape at times, you know, which in itself is actually holds its own unique beauty, you know. So yeah, you know. But I have just had such the best time ever, you know, and I'm so glad that I managed to come down here for 4 days. It was never enough, it was never going to be enough, you know. I should have had the whole week, but I think even the whole week wouldn't have been enough. But yeah, I couldn't get the whole week, you know, so 4 days was quite happy with that, you know. And quite frankly, you know, I'd be a bit sort of almost hypocritical complaining that I didn't get a full week here, considering how many times I have been down this year. I mean, it has been crazy. Let's not be about the bush. It has been nuts this year, you know, but it's been great, absolutely fantastic, you know. And it's been an expensive year, and I've had to work my little wee rear end off, you know. Bank managers very not happy with me. But you know something, I don't care. It's worth it. It has been absolutely worth every single penny that I have spent. Not just hiring, but getting into the syndicate. You know, the way out with the eating out so much. You know, having people join me. You know, meeting so many people. You know, I mean, every adventure, especially in the last few adventures. You know, I mean, I've been just bumping into so many people. It's been fantastic. You know, but I would have to definitely say, possibly the greatest adventure I have had to date would have been the family one in July. That was just awesome, you know. It honestly blew my mind, you know. It was fantastic, you know. Great company, great holiday, great weather, you know. It was just amazing. The wind's picking up and it's probably running right across the microphone now, so I apologise about that. So what I'll do is I'll go for now and I'll keep you updated and I'll speak to you soon. So until later, bye for now. Cheers! Okay, just a little wee update for you. I am continuing up the River Bure. I've just left St Benet's Abbey and I'm approaching Ranworth Dam, you know, and I'm having a think to myself actually, you know, do I want to, at this time of year, do I want to nip down Ranworth Dam to the Maltsters pub for a burger and a beer for lunch? That's rather tempting because I know there will be spacers at Ranworth at this time of year. Not a problem. But I have another problem that a much more immediate problem that I need to figure out and sort out at the moment. And it has more to do with what am I gonna do. It's like basically I need to go to I need to go back to the Marina today, you know. So I have to go back to the Marina today, get myself all organised, get the boat all sorted, you know. But I also have to top up my fuel tanks and pump my waste tank out. Not a problem. The only problem is that the place to do that is actually, the ideal place to do that is actually in a marina right next door to my marina called Bolters Marine. Very, very cheap fuel, you know, and they do a loyalty thing with the pump outs, I believe, you know, if you like pump out like 6 times you get 1 free or something like that, you know. And it's very reasonable. I went there on my last mini adventure and it was very good, but it's a very, very awkward it's a very awkward entrance and it's very difficult getting in there. Now I had a bit of a problem last time I was there trying to squeeze into that marina, you know, especially just by myself on such a large vessel, you know. But I didn't really have any wind issues. I had a bit of a wind issue, but the wind seems to be a wee bit stronger today, and I'm a little bit concerned about the crosswind in Bolters. So my problem is, do I go to Bolters and try to squeeze in just for the sake of saving a few pennies, or do I stay in the main river, go up to the new inn, and I believe there's a place by the new inn right on the main river where I can go in and get all my bits and pieces taken care of there, and then just head back down to the marina and moor up, you know. So yeah, I am toying with what to do here because yeah, it's going to be interesting, definitely, you know. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do or the best way to do it. Thankfully the rain does seem to be off now. It's still not that cold, but there is, when you move out of the shelter of the trees, you do get that sort of that wind hitting you. So yeah, I am a wee bit concerned about going up the dike into Bolters, you know, but we'll wait and see how things go, you know. We'll figure it out when we get there, you know. Which, considering I'm just passing or approaching Ranworth Dam now, shouldn't be much longer, only about another half hour, unless I go down Ranworth Dam for a burger and a beer. But yeah, it's not going to be long before, so it's going to be a short day, a short cruise day, but that's just the way this day was going to happen anyway, you know. So yeah, as always though, I'll keep you updated on how things go. So until later, I'll speak to you soon. So until then, bye for now. Cheers! Okay, just a little wee update for you. That is thunder in at Bolter's Marina, and oh my goodness, what a palaver that was trying to get in there. As expected, the wind caught me a wee bit, and it was a bit tricky getting in. Copious amounts of use of bathruster and a wee bit back and forth, and yeah, we managed to get in no problems. Bolter's Marina, as you can see, is pretty busy at the moment as well, so yeah, I was a wee bit concerned about trying to squeeze in here, but the lads were spot on, helped me in, guided me in, and got myself all tied up. So yeah, it was a bit tricky, it was a bit tight, and how I'm getting out I've no idea, but we're in there, and I'm getting myself topped up on fuel, pumped out on the toilet, and we'll go back to the marina once we've done that, taken care of that business, and I'll top up the water and everything will be fine. So yes, that's it was actually, I mean, it was just a gentle, slow wee cruise up the river. The rain is starting to come on again, so I'm going to make this brief, you know, because you probably see they're already all over the camera. But yes, a lovely wee cruise. Despite the weather, it's still not that cold. It's been, it's actually not been too bad at all, actually, you know. So quite enjoyed the wee cruise up the river, and yeah, we'll get all this sorted. Then it's back to the marina and get the boat washed out or scrubbed down, and ready for the off tomorrow. So yeah, I'm going to go now though, because like I say, the rain is starting to come down and it's going to start getting wet on the camera. So I'll go there now. I will keep you updated on the events of the day, so until later, I'll speak to you soon. So until then, bye for now. Cheers! Okay, just a little wee update for you. That is me back at the marina, and as is typical, the wind has died down, the rain has stopped, and the sun is trying to come out, and it's starting to get really actually quite mild. If only I'd waited a couple of hours. But yes, that's me back at the marina after filling up, pumping out and topping up. I have been here for a couple of hours now actually, just basically giving the Thunder a wee bit of a scrub down, tidying up a wee bit inside. So I still need work to do, but yes. Car's pretty much all packed up as well, so it's just I'm going to enjoy a final evening on board in the marina. Maybe take a wee wander down to the ferry inn later. Oh, there is a new place. Pedro's in Horning used to have a place just over there by the ferry marina. That's shut down, and a new place has opened up there, so I might go and try that later. But yes, in the meantime, that is here, and it is the end of the mini Norfolk Broads Adventure 2. Only 4 days, unfortunately, this trip, but fantastic 4 days nonetheless, and weather aside this morning, it's been fantastic, beautiful, glorious weather, albeit a wee bit chilly, but today that's changing, and like I say, it's starting to get quite mild. However, since it's quite a short day, would you like a wee walkthrough of Thunder? You know, would you like to come and see the boat? Okay, I will show you the boat, but please bear in mind, okay, I'm still trying to tidy her up, so she's not in perfect condition at the moment, you know, but let's have a wee look at her, shall we? Okay. Okay, there we go. That is, that's Thunder. She's an Aquafiber Diamond 43, so she's 43 foot long. She's about 12 foot wide, and once you lower the screens up top there, she has a air draft of only 6'10", so she's a fantastic broad cruiser for getting under all but pretty much Potterheim Bridge. She has 3 cabins. She's got one in the stern here. She's got another cabin just about there-ish, and then you've got a cabin up front. She's got a saloon with 2 folding canopies and of course an upper helm, you know, and she really is a fantastic boat. I love this design. What I'll do is I'll take along the outside of it first thing you notice is these huge, massive freeboards, you know, very easy to walk on, you know. Access to the upper helm is here. There is a wee seat there. It looks a wee bit sort of hard at the moment, but there is actually a cushion inside where you put that up there, you know, and nice wee. Okay, it's not a huge well, it's not really a flybridge, it's up an upper helm, but you could get possibly 2 people there and another sort of captain's seat there. You know, that obviously folds up where you've got your throttle controls, your bow thruster, a wee rev gauge, and on and all that. And I must say, up here, she gives you some stunning views indeed, very high up. The only thing to remember though is that the upper helm is located near the back. That's obviously the back there. So what you have to bear in mind is that you have a mass of boat in front of you. Thank goodness the flag flies there, because you need that sometimes when you're manoeuvring in tight spaces, you know. This wee thing that's lying down here, that's just my navigation lights. They're just folded down at the moment just for ease of going under any bridges. But if I was travelling at night, I can just pull a pin, pop that up, in with the pin, switch the lights on, and there you go, you know. So yes, continuing down here, that's I'm not going to open that. That's basically your gas locker and where your rond anchors are. Just all the way down here. What you tend to find as well is that Thunder has a lot of these. Now these are actually lights. I'm not quite sure what you call them, but basically they permit light to come down in there, giving a very much open feel to the interior, very bright and airy. Same with over here in the canopy. Most canopies that would just be a straight canopy, but on Thunder we've cut in a hole, put in a window on both the canopies. Once again, aids massive amounts of lights, you know, very, very bright and airy inside, you know. Coming up to the front here, you know, just take it nice and easy. That's obviously where your flag. You've got these lovely wee sort of rope hooks here to look after your bow ropes, and obviously here you've got electric winch buttons as well, so you can control the winch. You've also got a switch on the helm as well, you know. And then just following it down, like I say, very, very easy to walk along this boat. That's obviously one of the navigation lights, and that's obviously where you would put your aerial in if you wanted to watch TV, you know. Very, very easy to walk around. There's loads of handrails here, you know, so you can hang on. You're never really without a handrail at all. Yeah, down the back, you know. So a wee bit of a step down into the boat, but once you're in there, there's no problems. So, and you go in the back door like that. That is actually a PVC double glazed door. Very, very nice and warm. You're into the back bedroom. Now obviously this is where I have been sleeping here. I'm just used to sleeping in the back bedroom, and although the front bedroom is probably slightly bigger, I prefer this back bedroom here. Just keeps me away from any bath slap or anything like that. It's a wee bit tight. Well, it's not tight, it's cosy, you know, but it's big enough, you know. It's a small double, but like I say, it's lovely. And of course, you know, being a science fiction geek, if you're going to buy bedding, Russell, there's only one sort of bedding to get, a science fiction themed bedding. So yeah, that's my Doctor Who bedding. Bought specifically for this boat, by the way, because my bed at home is a bit bigger, so yeah. Anyway, you've got these wee reading lights on either side. I don't know if you can just spot them under there, you know. And obviously the curtains, cupboards, you've got cupboards underneath the bed as well, and you've got a wee heating point there, and you can't see it, but just behind the door there's a mirror as well, you know. Also, this is what I was talking about, those vents, you know, the sort of light tunnels, you know, allows a lot of natural light to fly into the boat, whereas, you know, so it makes it a bit brighter without actually using lights, so it sort of doesn't, it's not as dull as some boats might be if they didn't have these. So yeah, you got two doors here, okay, they both lead into the same place, which is of course the first of the heads, if you like. One of these heads is getting, I think it's this head is getting refurbished in the next couple of weeks when the boat comes out for its winter maintenance. But like I say, very perfectly respectable. LED lights, you got your shower unit, your sink, you know, a wee sort of a toilet gauge there. It is an electric flush, you know, the buttons are just there, you know, and yeah, it's okay, you know, as per usual. It's a boat toilet, so there's not a lot of room in it, you know, but it's good enough, you know, it's good enough. It gives a good height and all, and obviously that door goes into the hall here, you know, so you can use that as a day head, or you can use that as an ensuite, you know. Back here you've got a lovely wee sort of cupboard. You open that up and you've got some shelving there, you know, just a wee corner unit, nothing fancy, but a good wee storage space. Try to make the best use of the space that they can on this boat, so that nothing really gets dead, if you like, you know, or wasted. Into the back second cabin here, you know, and you tend to find, if you'll excuse all the bedding sitting there waiting, but this is actually two single beds right across. I've obviously never slept in here, you know, but if they're anything like the cabin at the back, very lovely mattresses, very comfortable, firm but soft at the same time, if there's such a thing. You've obviously got a couple of reading lights, plenty light from the windows, another wee sort of light tunnel, and you've got Thunder is equipped with all these sort of bright LED tubes, if you like, and they are very bright, and they do an excellent job when it's dark, you know. You've got another wee sort of cupboard there, you know, and this is what I'm saying, you know, cupboards, you've got a heat vent, you've got a nice wee wardrobe there, you've got a wee dressing unit there with more light, you know, sockets, another cupboard, wee sort of a table, and yeah, it's a good wee room actually, you know. It would probably be ideal for a couple kids if you wanted to put a couple kids in here, you know. Fantastic, you know. So I use that room primarily just for my storage, you know, so I don't really go on that too much. Moving forward, you have the galley here. You've got obviously a wee cooker there, more cupboards, a nice big size fridge in there with a freezer compartment, a good size freezer compartment that actually has ice on board at the moment, you know. More plug sockets. Thunder comes with an immersion heater, you know, so if I'm plugged into shore power in the morning, I can flip that switch, half an hour later, lovely hot water without running the engine. Very, very handy, that thing, you know. Obviously, excuse all that mess, you know, I'm still in the process of tidying up, you know, but that's still obviously the galley. Huge cupboards there, you know, very, very nice. And once again, you got these LED lights, light tunnel, just allows a lot more light to flood in to the darker areas of the boat. And you've got these windows here, you know. Here, behind this panel is where the engine is located. I'm not going to open that up for you because it's quite a heavy door. And surprisingly, it's quite quiet in there. They've soundproofed that very, very well, you know. All you really hear is a sort of a distant whine, if you like, as the engine goes along, and it's not intrusive, it's not loud, and yeah, very, very nice indeed. So that's the location of the engine, you know. Coming round into the main area, you know, you've got a set of steps there. It is quite steep, I won't lie, you got to be careful, you know, but there is handholds here and here, another PVC double glazed door, and a wee hatch here which leads straight out into the upper helm position, you know. And yes, it's really nice up there, although I do have been spending a lot of time down here in the saloon, you know. This door seems a wee bit odd at first glance, but you actually open up this door and you have a shower room. Now obviously at the moment it's used more as a sort of a storage area, utility room, but it seems a wee bit odd why you would have a shower in next to the galley or saloon area. It's perfectly sized. It's actually, you step down into it, you know, and there's a wee sort of seating area there if you wanted to sit, you know. So it's like I say, at the moment we just use it primarily for storage. Nobody really uses this shower unit, but it is there, you know. You've got a wee mirror as well, you know, the wee sort of towel rail there. But the reason that's there primarily is because you can actually transform this saloon into a bedroom, you know. Come back to that in a second, you know. Obviously you've got some more plug sockets there depending on whether you're on shore power or inverter. You've got a microwave there and more sort of storage space for your cutlery, your glasses and your cups and all that, you know, in there. The seating here in the saloon area, very, very nice, very, very comfortable, and it's, yeah, absolutely fantastic actually, you know. I really enjoy sitting on these seats, you know. They're, once again, they're firm but soft, you know. They don't give you sort of bum cheek sort of numbness, if you like, you know. You can sit there for hours. They're good support for the backs of the legs by the knees as well, and yeah, they're fantastic, you know. You've also got under, you probably can't see it, but you've also got yet more drawers and storage space, you know. You've got a wee light there, you know, obviously the curtains, and once again a mass of these LED lights here, you know. Lovely, lovely, lovely windows. You got the light tunnels there, and this is what I mean about putting these glass panels on the top of the canopy, you know. They just let so much light in, and it's very, very light and spacious here. You've got a couple more seats here which actually lift up, and once again, you know, you can lift them up and there is actually storage space under each of these seats. Now these seats move, okay? They're a wee bit heavy because we've got sort of like, we keep a lot of our cables and our ropes and heavy stuff in these seats, but what you can do is that you can take these seats, you move the table, slide those seats over. You can keep the backs on them if you want, or take the backs off, you know. Slide the seats into here, and that actually makes up quite a large and quite a comfortable double bed there, you know. Probably a right proper double bed actually, and yes, very, very comfortable it is as well, you know. But that's how you can make up, essentially turn this into a separate almost cabin, if you like, you know. With all these storage spaces available to you, you know, you could have a couple of people sitting here, sleeping here, you know, overnight, and they would still have access to their own shower in the morning if they required it, and obviously a sink there, you know, if they as well if they needed it. So yes, very well thought out, very, very good, you know, and very, very comfortable, you know. Obviously over here we have our TV. Nice good sized TV. Below it a Blu-ray player. We've got the very high quality radio CD player, which plays through the high quality speakers that have been fitted as well. Very, very good, very nice setup. And when you're sitting here at night in the evening, the TV is perfectly placed and yet still out of the way. You know, it's not like shoved in a corner or something like that, or a wee bit awkward to watch, like I have known sometimes on some hire boats, you know, where they're just sort of shoved in a corner over there and it's too small, it's a wee bit, you know, you're sitting a bit crooked, you know, and you just can't quite get comfortable. That is a fantastic setup. That was one of the things that really appealed to me about this boat. Wonderful, you know. You've got a set of steps here, obviously, the canopy slides back, you've got a set of steps so you can get in and out of that side. You've got a lovely wee sort of shelving unit there that we keep a few bits and pieces and some paperwork and all that. Yet more storage space, absolutely fantastic. Over here, some more steps that lead out to the port side of the boat and out that canopy. You've got a wee sort of a seating area here. And of course, up here, you've got a nice large two-person helm seat, you know. And that helm seat really is very, very comfortable indeed. Let me just come around here. Now, a lot of people might think when you're sitting down here, looking out, the windows might seem a bit narrow, you know, it might seem a wee bit claustrophobic up here. I will admit that if I just turn you around, you know, here, you know, I'm by the canopy, so there's a few extra inches, but if I move over here, you know, you can see the problem, you know, so a tall person is going to have an issue sitting not at the side, if you like, you know, not at actually at the steering position, but at the side. A tall person, yeah, you're gonna need to watch where you put your head. So it's true, you know, some people might not enjoy this seating position too much, or this helm position, I should say, in adverse weather, you know, when you have to button everything up, you know. But it does still afford you, you know, oh, excuse me, it does still afford you some nice views. You know, you're not sitting right down by the water like you would be in a forward steer cruiser. Although it's a low air draft, you are actually sitting a little bit higher up, you know. Obviously can sit even higher up by the upper helm position, but here, you know, I have never had a problem with this. I can look around and I can see loads of visibility out of these windows, you know, and out of these windows here all the way around, you know, absolutely fantastic. And once again, these windows here by the side of the canopy, they just let in so much light, you know. I've actually locked the canopy so I can't show you, but they are very, despite the fact that they're quite large canopies, they are on runners and ball bearings, so they are very, very easy to slide back and forth. You've also got wee sort of windows here you can pull back and forth, you know. And yeah, I mean, sitting here, you know, looking out, you've got somebody sitting there, somebody sitting here beside you, you know. It's fantastic, fantastic, very sociable helm position actually, you know. And because of the canopies, you know, you can slide them back, stand up, poke your head out, you know, and it's fantastic, you know. Really is a great design of boat, at least from my perspective. It's not everybody's cup of tea, admittedly, and if I was a wee bit taller I might have issues sitting here, but me personally, not at all. I absolutely love it. You know, the only problem is that when you sit here, you look out and it's, yeah, I mean, there's the bow, you know, there's the flag, and it's just right there, you know, and you feel very, very close to the front of the boat. The only problem is you have to remember, and once again I've locked the canopy accidentally, so I can't poke you out, is that you've actually got a massive boat behind you, you know. It's like, yeah, I don't know if you can actually, I mean, I don't know if you can just see that. That is the back window, just there. So that is a lot of boat behind you. Now, poking your head up out of the canopy, that's great. You know, you can literally stand up and get a great view out the back of the boat. You can stand out here, you know, and see right down the sides of it. And yeah, but there is a lot of boat behind you. That's what you're going to have to remember when you're on this boat. So sometimes in certain circumstances, like when I was coming into the marina or when I was going to Bolters, it's far easier to nip up the steps into the upper helm and try to do a stern on mooring from the upper helm as opposed to down here. You just get a better view of what's going on at the back end from the upper helm position, you know. But yes, I absolutely love this helm position, and the seats once again firm but soft, you know, and yeah, very, very comfortable, and yeah, lovely. And what you got here as well is obviously your throttle control. That's standard. You've got your heating there, your steering wheel, your Victron inverter, some warning lights, your rev gauge, battery temperatures and what have you. Obviously over here you've got your bilge pump, your wipers, your water pump, your horn, and obviously that is for your navigation lights if you are deciding to cruise before or after dusk. Up here is your electric winch controls from the helm position. So you can control the winch from either here or by the two buttons down by the actual winch itself. And here of course is your bow thruster. Very powerful bow thruster, by the way, very nice, and yeah, it's a right proper good bow thruster. Very, very good, very good. Gets you out into trouble a wee bit, you know, if you yeah. So yeah, that is the helm position, and like I say, it might not be everybody's cup of tea, but for me, it works for me, you know. I find it very comfortable to sit here. I can still get very good views about what's going on. If I need a little bit more views, I can whack the canopy back and literally stand up out of the boat looking around, and yeah, it just works perfectly for me, you know. But that is the upper helm position, you know, and once we then come back down here, you know, it's past the covers, we then go into, I meant to point that out, that is obviously we've got a water gauge here, and this lever here is for switching between the upper and the lower helm position. So right now it's set for the lower position, so if I wanted to go up to the upper position, I would set the throttle to neutral, whack that way, and that's me on the upper helm position. Go up and control the boat from there. So yeah. Through this door then leads into the forward cabin, and this is actually probably quite spacious indeed, you know. Once again, you've got more storage space here. You've got a heating unit, you've got another plug there. The windows here are a wee bit on the narrow small side, but you do have a lovely window up front, another window there, and you can't really see it, but there is obviously there's a cover over that at the moment, but take that cover off and that would waft a lot of light in here, you know, and it's very, very nice indeed. You've obviously got yet more spotlights on either side. This is probably two singles, and I'd probably say they might be quite large singles, but they do taper, you know, into the towards the bow of the boat, and yeah, it's like I suspect, I've never slept here, I suspect they would be very comfortable to sleep in, but once again, you know, if you're a tall person, not so sure, you know, because you would probably be touching feet or something like that, you know. But yeah, I mean, two kids down here would be fantastic, you know. You've also got more storage space, tons and tons of storage space, you know. You've also got this, excuse that, you've also got this triangular thing that's just sitting here at the moment. Basically what you would do is you take that, whack it in there, and you would have a huge, and I mean a huge double at the back that just tapers forward with your feet towards the bow. But that would be a very, very large bed indeed. Absolutely, you know. So you've obviously got all these wee shelves. I never showed you that in the other cabins actually, but all the bedrooms have these wee shelves that run for, just so you can put your phone or a wee bit of juice or something like that, you know. That there, by the way, is the cushion I was telling you about for the upper helm. You just take that up, put that on the upper helm, and that's a nice wee cushion for you to sit on if you're spending any time up there, you know. And obviously you've got yeah, more mirrors, and into the forward head. Once again, it's just a standard boat head, you know. Lovely nice sink, you know. Once again, electric toilet with a gauge toilet, and obviously your shower unit there, you know. And that basically is Thunder. Absolutely fantastic boat. Very, very, very well looked after. Yes, I absolutely love this boat. She is fantastic. She's beautiful. She's comfortable. She's just so comfortable. In fact, actually, and it really is a joy to actually spend time on her, you know. And it's a brilliant boat. It really is. Maybe a few things, you know. I mean, if you were a particularly tall person, 6 foot plus, you might struggle in some of the beds. You might struggle at the helm seat, granted, you know. But for me, you know, it just works. I really do love the aquafiber design, aquafiber diamond design of these boats. And yeah, it absolutely love it, absolutely love it, you know. She is a fantastic boat, you know. And yeah, I'm glad I've got her, basically, you know. But yeah, that is basically just a quick wee look at Thunder, you know. And that is also the end of the mini Norfolk Broads adventure. It's been short. It's been too short. The weather at the start of it was fantastic though, and bit of a shame about the weather today, but it didn't stop it being a beautiful, enjoyable day regardless, you know. Despite the rain, you know, I still actually had a great time, and it really only caused a wee bit of a problem when I was coming into the marina, you know. Other than that, not a problem. But yeah, that is it. The end of 2019's boating adventures, and what a year it has been, you know, for boating adventures, you know. It's been fantastic, you know. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. I hope you've enjoyed them, and I hope you'll join me for well, I hope you'll come along and join me next year at the start of the great adventures when they resume. I am back in February, so by the time you see this, I've probably such is the nature of YouTube. By the time you see this, I'll probably already have done my February adventure and be busy in the process of editing that and getting that ready to go up. So yeah. So yeah, that's the end of the mini Norfolk Broads adventure. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. I've had a great time. It's been great to be back. It's been great to be back on Thunder, and I'm looking forward to yeah, it has been great to be back. It's been fantastic there, and I hope you will join me again for my further future adventures. It's going to be great. It is going to be great. So there's nothing left much more to do. I'm just going to get myself organised. Maybe open a wee beer. Maybe take a wee walk. I don't know. You know, I'll wait and see. But the only thing left to say is from me on Thunder, Tiberius and Percy Pie, thanks for watching in 2019. Come and join me in 2020. So the last thing to say is thanks for watching. I'll speak to you soon. Until later, bye for now. Cheers!